Today we went to a basketball game, and I saw you were pretty close with one of the basketball players. Um, Care to let us in on that?
Yeah, today I went to his basketball game. I was so impressed. They won. They blew the other team away. The score was 47-28. So, and of course, my son Teon, he scored a lot of those games. He's a great defense player. So he out there doing his thing. He's a beast. So this place where it's at is a huge place. It has like over 10 basketball courts, over 10 teams playing on games. And when I walked in, I was devastated because I couldn't find them. But I see all these kids that look like them. You know, nowadays, the kids now, they got the hair on the top with the fades on the side, or they got the braids drooping down, you know. And so it's funny because, you know, my girlfriend, she's with me. She's like, did you look over there? Did you look over there? I said, yes, I looked all over this place. I didn't have to go around twice because a mother knows their child. So I knew I didn't see him nowhere. I knew that, like I said, some of the boys, they kind of looked like him a little bit, but it wasn't my son. So I'm texting his daddy, like, oh my God, why is he not responding? Like, where are they at? So finally he texts back, like, I'm running late, we pulling up now. So I was relieved. So anyways, they finally walked in, and then of course I calmed down. I was kind of disappointed because he was late, so he had to sit on a bench for like the first half of the game, so he didn't really get any play time. But when they did get him out there on the second game, he showed out. Actually lives in Indianapolis with his father. He's been living with his father now for the past 6 or 7 years or so. You know, that's a devastating story. It wasn't just, here, you go live with your father. It was actually a big custody battle. Because I'm very ambitious and I had to leave Indianapolis, and Teon's father, he wasn't having it because Teon was and Teon is his only son. So he fought, and he actually was able to win the case due to the fact that I wanted to move out of town. And so the parent, this is a tip for you women out there that are having kids with people, you gotta be careful with that. Although I don't regret having my son, but how it happened, I didn't realize that I was going to have permission from that person's father in order to be able to live my dreams in another state. So since our relationship didn't work, I still wanted to move out of town, and his father, didn't allow. He didn't want to take it. He didn't want his son to move out of town. So we do have joint custody, so it's not all bad. His father's doing good with him. He has him in basketball. My son's a beast out there on the court. He's very aggressive. He's hardcore. It was a big, nasty custody battle. Now, of course, I'm okay with it. It took time. Now we're able to be great co-parents and do the things the right way on behalf of our son. But that was very hard for me to deal with. But I do have a lot of visitation time with Teon, so it's not like I'm really missing out on anything. Now, would I rather have my son with me? Absolutely. But that's not the case. That's not the case. I was very ambitious, and I knew I wanted to leave Indianapolis, and so I had to make a huge decision. And unfortunately, I had already left. And once I left with our son. But the judge made me come back, and I had to give his father joint custody, and he was here. He had to stay here in Indianapolis. So I want you women to be very mindful on your situations, making decisions that might affect you in the future. But whatever happens, you'll be able to persevere. You'll still be able to get through it, and you don't want to get to the point where you're just have a nervous breakdown and you just give up on everything, because I was this close to that. This close, because I felt like I lost a child. But now I look at it differently. Hindsight is 2020. His father, that's his father's only son. So of course he gravitates more. My son actually gravitates more towards his father. He's a daddy's boy. He looks more like me, but he has his father's personality. He has his father same drive. So they're kind of like two peas in a pie. But of course, my son and I, we have a tremendous relationship, but I'm a little more outgoing. He's a little more introverted, just like his father. Situation has been the hardest thing to accept, but that's how I know I made it, because I'm actually able to accept it for what it is. I'm actually able now to co-parent. I want to have parties together. I want to have my other son be able to go over to his house and be able to bond with his brother over to his father's house without them feeling some kind of disconnect, or without his father looking at it like, oh, I don't like this situation, because it was ugly. Now it's not just about me. It's all about Teon Jr. This is for him. So if that means that I need to go over there and I need to walk in and I need to speak, that means I need to bring my youngest son with me and allow him to spend time over there with his father and the grandmama. I'm down for whatever. I'm down for mutual birthdays, parties. I'm down for them coming over to my house, them coming to visit me in Florida. I'm open. Anything that's gonna make my son see that my parents are getting along. It's something about seeing your parents get along. And what he got to understand is this is intentional for me. Now, was it something? It's natural. Of course, I'm not faking it, but it's very intentional for me to now co-parent, not just for myself, but definitely for my son. Because as I stated earlier, he is an introvert, and I see him shut down when I bring up a conversation about his father. I see him shut down when my husband brings up a conversation about his father, and he doesn't like it. And we wasn't talking nasty about his dad, but we would ask certain questions that would make him feel uncomfortable, because he felt like he shouldn't have to talk about anything over to his father's side. He looked at it like it was two different situations. I'm here, I don't want to talk about that. And I'm pretty sure he's the same way with me, with his father. He don't want to talk about me. So it made him feel isolated. Now that he's getting older, it's showing more. Like I see him shutting down more. First, when he's a little boy, he's just going through the motions. Now you can actually feel it. So I made a conscious decision just this year. Remind you, he's been with his father for almost 7 years, and I'm just now making a conscious decision to want to co-parent. Husband, go over there and shake my son's father's hand. husband, go over there, talk to him. Hey, baby daddy, how you doing? Get over here. Give me a hug. How you been? You been good? Look at you gaining a little weight. You know, whatever I can do to, and I want him to feel comfortable with me too, because I know the more his father is comfortable with me, the more he's gonna give Teon. It's gonna reflect onto Teon. You understand? Like, that's how it works. It's not about us. It's about this boy at the end of the day. I was telling him, thank you. I told my son, Father, thank you for doing this with me, because even though I'm ready, that didn't mean that he had to be ready. But he know it's time. He knew it was time. He felt it. And when I tell you, my son, I seen the smile on his face. Very handsome young boy, but you know there's something there. You know, I feel the resentment, not just towards me, but towards his father. Was something there, but he don't really express himself. But when I seen that smile on his face, that's when I know, this is working. This is it right here. So today, when we went to basketball game, my husband was there. My husband spoke to my baby daddy. It's a family. This is one big family. We all are in this together. So I'm just, if I could give anybody some advice that is going through anything like me, what I want to say is just believe in the process, go through it, and always remember it's not about you. What is the best interest of your child?
friends. This is Lady Anwar's channel, and I am her son. And like and subscribe, and hit the bell.